And we're back for our daily MLB Best Bets here on the channel for Sunday, September 21st. We officially are a week away from the end of the MLB regular season, but of course there is still money to be made, and of course we're taking these bets into October and into the playoffs as well. Now folks, before we get into the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more MLB predictions here on the MLB Best Bets, on the channel. Tomorrow we'll have our full college football week number 5 predictions. Also, our UFC Olberg versus Reyes predictions are up on the channel on Greedo Plays MMA. Go make sure to check that out. NFL predictions are posted, our NFL Best Bets are posted yesterday. Go check that out. Of course, week 3 of the NFL season is today. And also, go make sure to check out our PFL Europe predictions posted later today on Greedo Plays MMA as well. Again, that'll be out probably 5 o'clock Pacific time on Greedo Plays MMA. Okay, let's get on out of the first of our 5 best bets. I'm going to stay away from the player prop today. Shout out to Dalen Lyle hitting our Nats bet yesterday, man. I keep saying, man, with Dalen Lyle, plus 155 odds, too easy. Inside the park home run. There's a reason I come on here every day and talk to you about and tell you about how great Dalen Lyle is, okay? Just you wait until he's an all-star, and he's a perennial all-star at that. Okay, on to the first of our 5 best bets today, getting rid of the player prop for today, and we're going to kick things off with our Washington Nationals best bet, and we are combining the YRFI with the Nationals today. Yesterday we hit on a yes run scored in the first inning, and that obviously was with the Los Angeles Dodgers and the San Francisco Giants. And we're going to go with the yes runs in the first inning today at Citi Field between the Nationals and the Mets. Look at the two starting pitchers, Jake Irvin and Sean Manaea. For as much as I want to say the Nationals are going to win today, I hope they will win. I will be watching. Yes, there's NFL on. I don't care. I'm watching my 63 and 92 baseball team play instead. I'll be watching both, obviously. But I hope the Nationals can go in there and win and take a series off the Mets, especially with the Reds continuing to win. More on them in a second. But Jake Irvin and Sean Manaea are the 2 starting pitchers today in this game. You could expect quite a bit of runs scored in this one, and especially in the first inning, too. Now, Sean Manaea, I thought was going to be going to the bullpen, but I guess not. He's still starting. There was talk about him coming out of the bullpen. He actually came out of the bullpen in his last appearance against the San Diego Padres. They started Clay Holmes, and they went to Manaea after, but no, they're just going to start Manaea today. Probably because it's the Nationals, and there's a lot of lefty bats in the Nats. Obviously, Abrams, Wood, Lyle, Garcia, and Bell's much better from the left side of the plate than the right side of the plate, so it makes sense why they're just throwing Manaea out there right now. But guys, the Mets need to win. These games mean everything right now for New York. All right, Cincinnati Reds are 1 game back, and Cincinnati owns the tiebreaker. If New York loses today and the Reds win, as of tonight, the Reds will be in the postseason with 6 games left to play. So there's a lot to still play for. Anyways, we're going with the yes run scored in the first inning. I think it's a good spot. Sean Manaea gives up runs, right? Sean Manaea has got a 5.4 ERA, had a good relief outing in his last game, but again, that was a relief outing. It's a big difference. Yesterday at Nats-Mets, there was a run scored in the first inning. It was a James Wood score. Dalen Lyle grounded out, but it scored James Wood from third. There was runners on the corners. Lyle grounded out. It was a fielder's choice to second. Lyle beats out the throw at first. James Wood scores. Okay, right. So Nats do score in the first inning yesterday off of Nolan McLean. I think they should be able to score on Sean Manaea. They should. I don't care. It's lefty-lefty. Dalen Lyle hits against everybody. CJ Abrams is probably out. Abrams got hurt yesterday, got pulled in the 11th inning in extra innings. I am under the belief he's done for the year. We'll see. It didn't look great, and I don't think the Nats are going to look to push him back. So expect Nasim Nunez to play shortstop today. That's fine. It means we'll probably get to see Dylan Cruz probably in the 2 spot, which I hope against a left-handed pitcher. And that's okay. The other reason why we're taking this is actually not because I have the most confidence in the Nationals lineup. I hope they score. I think they can score. Jake Irvin's pitching. Jake Irvin and Mitchell Parker, obviously 1A and 1B of horrible starting pitchers for the Washington Nationals. I'm still holding out hope Josiah Gray will get a start next weekend, and if he does, rest assured I will be locked in. I think hope it'll be next Sunday. I don't need to watch Jake Irvin pitch the final game of the season for the Nationals. I have no interest in that. Let's let Josiah get that start next Sunday, please, okay? If I could fly out to DC for that game, I would. I miss Josiah, and he had a decent, pretty good outing in Rochester's a couple days ago. So please let Josiah start. We need to see what we have going into next season. Anyways, Jake Irvin's not good. Jake Irvin's horrible. He's the worst starting pitcher in baseball, 6 ERA, and we've been doing this all year long. I'll give Jake credit. He shows up every 5 days and he pitches, but it's like Patrick Corbin. He shows up every 5 days and he gets shelled. Guys, Jake Irvin's ERA in September is 9.4. His ERA in August is 8.7, 8.8. It was 8.8. If they really think, oh, let's just start this guy in a meaningless game 162 instead of Josiah Gray, I don't know what you're thinking, okay? And I will be outraged if Josiah does not get that start, because right now, Jake Irvin is listed as the probable starter, okay? I don't know what the future holds for Jake. I don't think it's in our rotation next season. He's going to give up runs, okay? I can see it now. Soto's taking him yard. Okay? That's all I'm going to say about that. The Mets will put guys on against Irvin, and I believe the Nats are going to put guys on against Sean Manaea as well. Give me the yes run scored in the first inning. In the first inning, in today's game, I don't know why I repeated that. In today's game at Citi Field between the Mets and the Nationals. Okay, let's move on. Our first of now 4 money lines. There are 4 games where I really like the money lines today. Yesterday, we did hit on our 2 money lines. We hit with a big spot late at night with the Arizona Diamondbacks finally coming through for us. It's about time, and the Seattle Mariners earlier in the day beat the Houston Astros. So I got 4 money lines today because all these games matter. I'm going first with the Cincinnati Reds to complete the 4-game sweep over the Chicago Cubs. These games are so meaningless for Chicago. They have been losing. They've lost 3 in a row. They still have 4 games on the San Diego Padres, and I believe they have the tiebreaker. I think. The only way the Cubs could fall down to the 5 seed and have to go to San Diego in the first round would be if they lose out and the Padres win out. That's not happening. Chicago will win a game eventually, and San Diego is going to slip on a banana peel eventually and lose a game, especially with the Cubs next week playing the Metropolitans. They'll be able to beat the Mets at home. Okay, that's all I have to say there. Anyways, I'm taking the Reds in the spot. The Reds have won 3 in a row at home at Great American Ballpark, and now they get their guy on the bump. Well, their guy's Hunter Green, but you get your other all-star pitcher in Andrew Abbott. I know it's been a mixed bag of late out of Abbott, but if there's ever a game to show up, oh, it's this one. This is the most confidence I've seen the Reds lineup hit with in a very long time. We've talked about them being a non-scoring threat and a non-scoring offense for most of the year. Not the case right now. They're swinging the bat with confidence. They're swinging it well. Tyler Stevenson yesterday puts the dagger into Chicago with his 2-run home run in the bottom of the 8th inning. Spencer Steer's going yard. TJ Friedl's going yard. It's all coming together for the Reds. I mean, in the span of an hour, the Nationals beat the Mets yesterday, and the Reds take a lead with the Spencer Steer home run against the Cubs, and here we go. The Reds have a lot of momentum. For as bad as they have played, they got swept in Sacramento last weekend, and they still find themselves 1 game out of the postseason with a week left to go. This Reds team that bats Elly De La Cruz in the 7th spot, that's batting a 1-2-3 of Friedl, Steer, and Lux, have found themselves potentially a week away from a 3-game series in Los Angeles and Hollywood against Shohei Ohtani and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, I don't think that goes very well for the Reds, and I think from a pure entertainment standpoint, I think we all rather watch the Mets. But since I'm a Nationals fan, I don't care. I'd much rather watch the Reds go and get swept than, we get a 3-game series and a winner-go-home Game 3 in Los Angeles between New York and the Dodgers, okay? I'd much rather just see Cincinnati in there. Anyways, they probably won't score like the last time they were in the postseason in 2020. Remember when Bauer went, 10 shutout innings and they still lost? Something like that, something crazy like that. I think Abbott goes out here, and I think he pitches a good game. Jameson Taillon's actually been pretty good recently. I'm telling you, though, Jameson Taillon, these numbers are fake. They are. I mean, Pirates, Braves, or his last 2 starts in September, eventually Taillon's going to give up runs. I don't know. I mean, he's been pretty consistent this season, or pretty decent this season, 4 ERA. But the way the Reds are swinging the bats right now, I find it really tough to think that Jameson Taillon's just going to shut them down. Everyone's hitting, which is something that I couldn't have pictured just a week ago when they were playing in that hitter-friendly park known as Sutter Health Field or Sutter Health Park in Sacramento. Friedel's hitting the ball. Steer's hitting the ball. Lux is hitting the ball. Andujar, Hayes, Benson, Sal Stewart, Elly De La Cruz, Tyler Stevenson. Everybody's mashing right now. And it all started with this Cubs series. Well, the first game, not really, because they won in a low-scoring Hunter Green game. Where they won 1-0. But the last 2 days against Chicago, 7-4 win, 6-3 win. It would be very Reds and very, on par with what the Reds have done for us this season if their winning streak all of a sudden just came to an end today and all their momentum just collapsed upon itself today. But I'm jumping on it today. I am. Abbott, all-star of the season. I get it. His numbers recently have not been the best. He's still got good put-away stuff. We just got to get a little bit of luck in there. And look, 2 starts ago against the Padres, he went 8 innings and gave up 1 run. At the same time, guys, the Cubs have not been taking good at-bats in this series. I don't know if it's just a motivation thing. They know they're in. They know where they're at in the postseason. You can't chase a division title. You know you're the 4 seed. You know you're getting a home series against the San Diego Padres. I don't know what that is, but they have not been taking good at-bats in this series, and the Reds pitching has been pretty solid against them. I'm taking Cincinnati to win this baseball game. I need a good start tonight out of Andrew Abbott, and I don't think, again, this Taillon run is going to continue much longer, especially with the way the Reds are swinging right now. So I'm taking Cincinnati money line at home, practically even odds in Ohio. Give me minus 110 for the Reds at home against the Chicago Cubs. Hopefully, if the Nats can get things done, the Reds will be in playoff position by the end of the day. On to our third best bet of the video, another money line. How about those Cleveland Guardians? How about them? This line just feels too good, which is making me a little bit nervous. Why are they only minus 125 here? Why? I don't get this one. This one's scaring me because it doesn't make sense. Guys, the Guardians have done nothing but win recently, and the Twins are they're still throwing out one of the worst lineups in baseball. The Cleveland Guardians have now won 10 straight games, and beyond that, they've won 15 out of their last 16 games. Oh my goodness. Where did this come from? I don't know. I don't know where it came from. But here we are with the Cleveland Guardians. They do nothing but win right now. And it's not just, their bats are showing up. No. Their pitching's been lights out. Yesterday, they played a doubleheader in Minnesota. So 18 straight innings. How many runs did the Twins score in those 18 innings? 0. Yep. 0. Logan Allen goes 8 shutout innings in Game 2. In Game 1, Slade Sissoni goes 7 shutout innings. They're playing great baseball, and now everybody's hitting, which has been something that has killed them all year long. Their inability to swing the bat and put balls in play. Look at them right now. I mean, again, it's never been a Kwan or Ramirez problem. It's been everybody else. But when you're getting production out of Manzardo, in Kafis, out of Rocchio, out of Schneemann, now you're talking. How about those Guardians, man? And today, I don't know why they're not like a minus 160 favorite. You've won 15 of 16. You are now back in playoff position. Yes, the Astros are on the outside looking in right now. The Guardians hold the tiebreaker over Houston. So right now, the Guards are in the playoffs. And don't look now, they're only a game behind Boston for the 5 spot. There's a chance they could find themselves in the Bronx in round 1. Or better yet, they're 1 game behind the Detroit Tigers for the American League Central because of their collapse yesterday at home against the Atlanta Braves. What? This is crazy. I mean, I basically, we threw away Cleveland's season months ago with the Luis Ortiz and the Manuel Clase gambling scandals. It was just too much for them to overcome. They're losing a bunch of games, and here they are. They are actually, I believe they're going to get in. The team if I had to map the American League playoffs right now, team that's on the outside looking in my opinion, that's Houston. I think Houston's the team that's going to go out. The way they're playing right now, Jordan's hurt. I'm not, who knows, you still have a week to play. If I had to guess, I think Detroit still holds on to the division ever so slightly, but I think this goes, I think Cleveland might jump Boston here. They might do it. I think one's going to be Toronto, even though they're not playing that well, not well at all, but I think it goes, because Boston's got to go to Toronto. So I think it's going to be Toronto 1, Seattle 2, Detroit 3, 4 New York, 5 Cleveland, 6 Boston. So that would set up for Detroit, Boston, and Cleveland Yankees round 1. Ugh. I mean, I guess it's just, okay. You know what? I'd rather have Guardians, Tigers, and Red Sox, Yankees, divisional stuff, but it's okay. Who cares? I think the Astros are going to miss. I think they are. and we'll get to them later on in the video. But why aren't the Guardians bigger favorites today? Can someone explain to me this? The pitching matchup is Simeon Woods-Richardson and Joey Cantillo. Okay, Cantillo, 3.27 ERA this season, but look at what he's done recently. 0.95 ERA so far in September, 19 innings, 13 hits, and 2 earned runs. And for Woods-Richardson, 4.31 ERA, coming off a really good start against the New York Yankees, pitched 6 shutout innings, 2.81 ERA in September, but one team's actually able to swing right now. One team's able to hit and produce runs. The other team can't hit to save their lives. And one team is trying to make the playoffs, and the other team is fielding a AAA lineup. I mean, it was very clear what Minnesota did at the deadline at the end of July was, okay, we have no intentions of winning. They're batting Buxton, Austin Martin, Trevor Larnach, Luke Keyshaw, Cody Clemens, Royce Lewis, Ryan Fitzgerald, Johnny Pereda, and James Outman. That's their lineup. Yeah, I got to go the Guardians here. I got to. I think Cantillo pitches better than Simeon Woods-Richardson does today. I know, again, Joey, I believe he's listed as a relief pitcher, but he's been going 6, 7 innings. He's been going pretty deep. I know Woods-Richardson, again, is not horrible, but huge strikeout guy. But the way Cleveland's swinging it right now, I'm going to rely on that lineup a hell of a lot more than Minnesota. And one team has someone to play for, and one team has won 3 in a row in this series, and the other hasn't. And another team, the team that we're taking, has won 15 of 16. I'm going to take the team that's still winning and continuing to win. We'll see if what Detroit does today, if they lose, I believe the Guardians are in first place, which is crazy. But give me Cleveland to win the game on the road in Minnesota. We have a fun last week of the season coming up. Cleveland hosts Detroit starting on Tuesday. My goodness, Tarek Skubal on the mound. Oh, we are locked in. That's going to be craziness. There's a slight chance. There is a chance the Detroit Tigers can miss the playoffs entirely. They probably won't. I mean, I think the worst case for them, I think, will be a wild card spot because I really believe Houston's playing bad baseball right now, and I'll get to them later. But there's a chance they can miss out. So we'll get to that later with Houston. I have nothing on Detroit today, but we go on to our 4th best bet of the video. Everything somewhat connects today. This one maybe not as much, but I think it is meaningful. The Diamondbacks are only 2 games out now. They win yesterday, right? Mets lose. Reds win. D-backs are still 2 out, but logistically, they're really 3 out. That's the problem with them. They're logistically 3 games out because New York has the tiebreaker on them. I don't know who has the Reds-Diamondbacks tiebreaker. I could try to find that real quick. But there is still something to play for Arizona. I believe the D-backs have that tiebreaker. I think they do. No, it's Cincinnati. Okay, no, the D-backs are screwed. Cincinnati beat them 4 of 7 this year. So yeah, okay. The Reds have the tiebreaker over the D-backs, and the Mets have the tiebreaker over the D-backs. So Arizona needs some help. So that's why we're gonna fade them today. That's not the reason, and I'm grateful for Arizona showing up yesterday. I'm glad they did it. Okay. Shout out to Zach Gallen getting some good work in. James McCann had a huge RBI double to take the lead for Arizona in the 5th inning, I believe it was. So good at Ildemaro Vargas, former National last year with a big RBI single. It was a blooper, but it got down. Good for Arizona. They're staying in the fight. I'm taking the Phillies now. And not because, yesterday I said, if Arizona loses, I'm never betting on them ever again in 2025. I don't know if that's going to be the case. We'll see what we have for Arizona Diamondbacks baseball in the last week of the season. They are at home against the Dodgers and then San Diego to close the year, so we'll see. But I'm taking the Phils today. I have to. Ranger Suarez is pitching. Might be Rangers' last start before the postseason. I don't know if they're going to pitch him at the very end of the year. They might, because he would be due up on next Saturday against the Twins. I just don't know what Philly's plan is with that. Maybe they'll pitch him, maybe they won't. I mean, they'll have a bye, so actually they probably will pitch him. There's no reason not to. And they'll probably just pull him after 5. I think they're going to pitch Ranger quite a bit today, though. I mean, there still is some intrigue for Philadelphia to go out there and win. Again, they have quite a bit of games. They have 5 games in the Dodgers, and they are 4 back in Milwaukee, essentially, with tiebreakers involved. So it would take a lot for the Phils to get bumped out the 2 spot, but they know where they're going to be. They're going straight to the NLDS for the 2nd consecutive season. Actually, their 4th straight NLDS, appearance. I was just saying they are going straight through for the 2nd consecutive year. I have to take them here, though. It is the rubber match of the series. Philly winning on Friday 8-2, Arizona winning yesterday 4-3. I got to go Philadelphia now. I mean, it's just a difference when the big three is pitching for Philly. And this is what sucks about the Zach Wheeler injury for them. If Zach Wheeler was going, how do you beat this team in the playoffs? They just go 4-man rotation. They go Wheeler, Sanchez, Suarez, Luzardo. The Wheeler injury really, really hurts because I don't know who the game 4 starter is. Is it Aaron Nola? Is it Taijuan Walker? I don't know. I think you flip a coin. I think they probably, even though Walker's numbers are better, I think still go Aaron Nola just because of the postseason experience and the World Series runs and whatnot, or deep playoff runs is a better way to put that. They've only been to one World Series with this core, obviously. But today, Ranger Suarez is pitching. Guys, Ranger Suarez is one of the better pitchers in baseball, and the Phillies do nothing but win with Ranger Suarez on the mound. They've won 6 consecutive games with Suarez pitching. Obviously, they had the big comeback game last Monday in Los Angeles to clinch the division against the Dodgers. But Suarez does nothing but dominate when he's on the mound. The only guy in this rotation that you could say is better, who's pitching right now, is Christopher Sanchez. But Ranger Suarez has a 1.5 ERA in September, pitching on a contract season. Please go to DC. Please. Lerner family. They're not going to because our organization's a joke. But 2.84 ERA for Ranger Suarez this year, coming off a really good September so far. 6 shutout innings in Milwaukee, 6 shutout innings at home, and 12 strikeouts against the New York Metropolitans. And his last start against the Dodgers on the road, 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs. His team still finds a way to win. Flip side, Eduardo Rodriguez is going for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, Buddy is the prime example of a mixed bag. I understand that. And the D-backs usually win with Eduardo Rodriguez pitching. It's not usually because of him. It's just, the Ants are back. So they find a way. They score a lot. And again, weird things happen at Chase Field. I completely understand. I don't care. Do not care. You throw this guy against this lineup in that ballpark, I don't think it goes very well. Alec Bohm went yard yesterday against Zach Allen, surprisingly. But that's a guy who hunts left-handed pitching. This should be no problem for Schwarber. No problem for Bryce Harper. No problem for Harrison Bader, who's batting .330 as a Philadelphia Philly, which is insane to me because when we look at the postseason, Bader's obviously not going to be batting first because that's going to be Trey Turner, who I think might be back for the last series of the season or potentially even on Tuesday. Trey's going to be back. But that's another bat, man. Real Muto's hitting fairly well. We'll see what Castellanos' role is. Obviously, he hit home run number 250 the other night on Friday, but he's not a starter for this team. But I'd assume he's going to start against the lefty today and Eduardo Rodriguez. Anyways, though, there's a lot of guys who really hit well against left-handed pitching, and that doesn't really affect the 2 best hitters in the lineup, and the former 2-time MVP Bryce Harper and the guy who should win MVP this season, Kyle Schwarber. He's not going to. But I got to go Philadelphia here. Arizona's bullpen is worked. They've had to use quite a bit of guys in the last couple days. You know it's a horrible bullpen. They hung on yesterday. I'll give them credit for that. I was very happy that they did after Gallen gave them 7 really good innings. This just feels like a Diamondbacks blow-up day, and I gotta go with Philadelphia on the road. Give me the Phillies to walk into Chase Field and win the series as they will beat the Arizona Diamondbacks today. Ranger Suarez is going against Eduardo Rodriguez. I have to go with the Phils, -135 for Philadelphia. On to our final best bet of the video. There's 2 4 o'clock games. Actually, Sunday Night Baseball is not the final game of the night. Instead, that will be the second half of the doubleheader, I think, right? No, it's not a doubleheader. It's just the final game of the night between the Red Sox and the Rays. Neither of them play tomorrow, so they're just going to play a night game in Tampa instead. Is it the last game at home for Tampa this season? It probably is. I think that's why they're doing it. Yes, final game in this ballpark ever for Tampa Bay is the late game, so that's why that's the 4:30 time spot. But anyways, we're doing this game instead. If you want to bet for Red Sox Rays, take the Red Sox. Yeah, that's a good matchup for them. It's Boyle versus Early. I like Boston in that spot. I'm taking this game instead, though, for the best bets. I think it's better. I'm taking the Seattle Mariners to sweep the Houston Astros. Yeah, I'm completely buying in. I am. I said it a month ago. I've gone back and forth with the take. I'm fully committing to it. Yeah, Seattle Mariners versus Philadelphia Phillies in the World Series. The two seeds are going to get in. I look at the playoffs, and I said it earlier. The way I see things, right, very quickly, okay, Blue Jays 1, right, I already went over this, right? Blue Jays 1, Mariners 2, Detroit 3, probably New York, Cleveland, Boston. Okay, I'll tell you how it goes right now. Detroit versus Boston in the first round. I think Detroit actually still gets them. Cleveland, New York, give me New York. Gotcha. Okay. That means Toronto versus New York, and that means Detroit versus Seattle. Mariners beat the Tigers, and I'm going to go Yankees to beat the Blue Jays. Yeah, I am. The Blue Jays, I'm not sold on that team at all. Not with the Yankees either, but I think the Yankees can win that series. Mariners, Yankees. Mariners have home field. Give me Seattle. National League, I mean, real quickly, this is one this is tough. The entire thing is tough. Let's say the Reds get in because that'll be funny. The Dodgers will beat the Reds or the Mets regardless. Dodgers winning the first round of the wild card round. Cubs probably winning the wild card round too. Dodgers, Phils. Brewers, Cubs, Brewers. I've said this all the time. The Brewers are going to fall apart in the NLCS like they have done multiple times in the last decade and a half. Give me the Phillies. So Phillies, Mariners. If you force me, I'm taking the Mariners there. I'm taking the Mariners to lose. Sorry, I've taken the Phillies for quite a bit. But this to me right now, you are hard pressed to find a better team in the American League than the Seattle Mariners because there isn't one. And that's not just a momentum thing. That's not just, they're playing well right now. No, this is the best team in the American League. They are. And it's not close in my opinion. They're the best team. They have the best pitching. And are they live and die by the home run? 100%. That's okay. Because their pitching was good enough to back that up. If you're not starting Bryce Miller, should be fine. Go to a 4-man rotation, should be okay. I don't know what's going on with Brian Wu. If this team's in the ALDS right away and get the number 2 seed, hopefully that gives Wu some more time. But I love what Seattle's doing right now, man. And the walk-off play yesterday, I know, again, it wasn't a hit, but Victor Robles with the walk-off dive to seal the game. Shout out to the former National. Victor Robles dives on in there, takes away a hit, wins the ball game, doubles up Houston to win it. Seattle now has 2 games on the Astros for the division. That's really 3, though, because they have the tiebreaker. I mean, that is a monumental victory, and what the Mariners can do today, you can bury this team. And it's what that is. You can bury this team, and you can send them packing two in the postseason hunt. Here's the thing about Seattle. The Colorado Rockies are walking into town on Tuesday. You get 3 games against the Rockies, and sure, you play Los Angeles to close the season, but there's a potential spot that game's not going to matter at all for the Dodgers, and at the same time, it might not matter for the Mariners either. So, Seattle's in a great spot. They're in a good spot right now. They will be in an even better spot if they can win today, though, on Sunday night. Now, Andres Munoz is basically unavailable. He has to be. He's pitched on 3 consecutive nights. He pitched in every single game of the series. Or no, he pitched last game on Thursday against the Royals and back-to-back games against Houston. I doubt they throw him for a fourth straight night. Somebody else is going to need to get the save. Who will that be? Will that be Bizzardo? Will that be probably Matt Brash? Okay. We're hoping this one doesn't go to the wire. Logan Gilbert versus Jason Alexander is the pitching matchup. Logan Gilbert's playing really good baseball. Okay, serviceable baseball. Jason Alexander's just mid. He's going to give up runs. He's going to give up home runs. That's right up the Mariners' alley. And 2, this Houston lineup, man, it's lifeless. Okay, if Jeremy Pena doesn't hit a 309-foot home run, 340-foot home run yesterday, which is a grand slam, the game's not even close. Seattle wins at 6-4. The Astros threaten some, but it's just that grand slam in the bottom of the 7th that takes that lead from 6-0 to 6-4. It really never felt, truthfully, that the Astros were ever in the baseball game. We're taking Seattle yet again. This is a lifeless Astros lineup right now. They know where they're at. And also, they are without their best hitter by far, Yordan Alvarez. Pena and Altuve and Correa, they're trying to will this team to victory. Just not going to be enough against this squad. Give me Seattle to win. And now Houston's going to fall essentially 2 games back of Cleveland in the wild card race because they don't have the tiebreaker either. My goodness, this is bad for the Stros. I don't care. Mariners win. Money line for Seattle, -135. They sweep the Astros and basically stake their claim back as AL West champions. Folks, thank y'all for watching our MLB Best Bets here on September 21st. If you haven't yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you do this great day in the picks. Folks, thank y'all for watching. And Mamba forever.